JHK here for Sportskeeda, and join me right now is UFC light heavyweight Aleksa Camur. Thank you, Aleksa, for the time, man. I see you got a crazy setup right there, man. Let's talk about that first.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you for having me on. Yeah, I just got a little setup. Took a little bit of time to put everything together, but slowly but surely, got a little thing going. Got a futon in the back just recently, and just trying to get a nice cozy area. Maybe open it, like starting a podcast soon, talking with my buddies.
Yeah,
I don't know. Everybody's doing it, so might as well
yeah,
give
man.
it a shot.
Have fun with it, man. Enjoy
Yeah,
life.
absolutely.
And then was it something that you started doing like during the pandemic, since you had to stay home a lot more?
I've always kind of done it. Like, I've always been a fan of video games and whatnot. So I always like pictured myself having like a little nice area, like an office space, because I do video production stuff as well. So I film videos and I edit videos. So I'll do that stuff in here too. But I started streaming on Twitch a long time ago, and slowly but surely I see other people's setups and kind of get inspired off of it. And regardless of if I make it big or not in on Twitch and whatnot, I still like having something like this. It's nice to come in, and it's inspiring. Just you get inside, you just want to work. Gives you a little work vibe, so makes you want to grind a little bit.
It's an escape, right, for you, instead of
Oh,
just thinking about fighting all the time.
yeah, for sure. I think everybody has their little thing where they got to get away, and I think it's healthy just to
Mhm.
find something other than fighting. Because a little any a lot of anything could be bad for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, after training, like I just got done at the gym with some hard sparring, hard conditioning. So come home, like wind down, play some Warzone with the boys, and try to get some dubs and go to sleep with it, in a good mood, So
Nice,
try,
nice.
just come home and wind down. Some people read books, I mean, I should be reading a little more, but I enjoy playing video games, so invested in this little setup, and I enjoy coming in and just playing some games.
No doubt, man. And what's the trash talk level with you and your boys?
Anything goes, the crazier the better. I mean, we all know we love each other at the end of the day,
Yeah,
and sometimes it gets personal. It gets a little crazy sometimes.
yeah.
We call it the borba room. Borba in Serbian means war. It's the
Okay.
war room. So if somebody does something wrong, there's no filter.
Mhm.
Unless I'm streaming, of course, but we got no
Yeah.
filter, and yeah, anything goes. Anything goes.
Yeah, man. What's your Twitch, man? Let everybody know.
It's just twitch.tv/Aleksa Camur. If
Mhm.
you're ever looking to, you know, watch some, fun Warzone games. I'll play some other stuff too. So it's a good time. It's a good time.
No doubt, man. Let's get into your fight career.
For
You're
sure.
1-1 in the UFC so far. You suffered your first professional loss in your last fight. Take us through that and what you thought about the performance.
William Knight, tough guy, came in prepared, clearly. Uh, I did have a game plan, and I came out of the fight super disappointed in myself. But I came out and I made the mistake of going to social media and like reading comments, right? And I don't recommend that to anyone, right? Because I don't care what other people think. I want to do me and whatnot. But I saw people like blaming my coaches on it and whatnot, like, oh, so and so game plan didn't work. But that wasn't the game plan, right? We had a game plan. I went in. I felt comfortable elsewhere. Like I felt comfortable in the clinch in the first round, right? And then going into the second round, he made some adjustments, like any fighter should. He made some good adjustments. Started tripping when I was coming into the clinch, and we were supposed to make adjustments, but I didn't listen. So I went into my corner. I was kind of overwhelmed. Um, didn't make the right adjustments. And he came out the better fighter that night. But I think I'm way better than what I showed. I keep saying that. I keep saying that fight after fight, even when I win, I'm way better than what I actually showed in the fight. And I truly believe that. Like, because when I'm in the gym and I'm sparring and the things that I do when I'm training, is on a whole nother level than when I'm fighting. I just got to find my comfort zone, and I think I learned a lot from that past fight, that last fight, and it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm looking to correct that, looking to prove some people wrong, shut some people up, and just do my thing, prove it to myself as well.
Going on social media, man, like you said, it's not recommended, especially after a loss, and even just not even having that social media backlash, it's hard to get over. Take me through the steps. Was it hard to get over for you, or did you kind of just get back into the gym and forget it, put it in the rearview mirror real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been competitive my whole life. I have an older brother. We grew up like everything was competitive, even when the dumbest stuff is competitive. We'll have like, for instance, like we'll be in church and we'll be, my dad when we were younger, he'd give us $1. We'd put $1 in the basket, and there's like a number on the dollar, and we'll be like, who has the higher number? All right, who's gonna win? Like he get a 12, I'm salty, like because that's the highest number. I'm like, I'm salty, I leave salty. So I've always been competitive. So it was a hard one to take in, and yeah, it was tough for me. I mean, but when I was in Abu Dhabi, I left it all in Abu Dhabi. I didn't bring anything home with me. I talked to my coaches. I called my family in Abu Dhabi. Everybody talked to me. The support was unreal from my country, Serbia. Uh, the amount of support I got in the inbox completely overwhelmed the haters. And I didn't even want to give any attention to that. It was like a handful of people talking shit. But the amount of support just completely overwhelmed that. So was it hard to get over? Yeah, it was a tough one. But I went to the gym. I got a supportive team, and my coaches were they just wanted to put it behind us. We learned from our mistakes, watch it back. We know what we did wrong, and we're coming in, completely different this time. I learned a lot from that last loss. I know a lot of people say like you gotta lose, you gotta fall down to get back, to keep climbing. Like you gotta lose, you gotta get that loss under your belt in order to like climb the ladder even higher. And like I'm in no way, shape, or form do I ever want to lose, but I got that loss out of the way, and I'm just being good about it, learning off of everything. So that's behind me. I'm on to I'm ready for the next step. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for the next fight. I want to show what I can do.
Yeah, getting that support from Serbia compared to like Americans, man. Americans really don't support like other countries. You've probably noticed that, right, with your teammates even.
Yeah, for sure. I think it might be just because we have in the U.S. we have so many sports, right? And like the U.S. is so dominant in a lot of things, uh, fighting including. But there's a lot of foreign fighters that are like dominating. Like there's a lot of Brazilian, Nigerian fighters that are champions at the moment. In Serbia, like whoever's winning, like that's who we're getting behind. If like we were water polo champions like a few years back, and it was huge. Like imagine winning your state winning the Super Bowl, like Ohio or Cleveland winning the Super Bowl, for instance, or Cleveland winning an NBA championship. The amount of people that got together to celebrate that was crazy. That's how it was in Serbia when we won that water polo championship. So soccer's huge, like water polo is huge. We love Novak Djokovic. Tennis is huge, and any Serbs in the UFC, that's enormous for the country, and everybody loves it, and it's unbelievable the amount of support you get.
9 months, it seemed about 9 months between fights, man. That's a pretty extended layoff. Was that planned for you, or it just didn't work out? Like you just couldn't get fights?
I wanted one previous. I did get an injury. I did suffer an injury. It wasn't small, so I had to take the proper time for it. Um, it's dumb things. But I got in, did some physical therapy. It definitely wasn't intended. I definitely wanted to get in earlier. But that time in between, I recovered, and I think we had a little more time to sharpen our tools and whatnot. So it definitely was not planned. And coming out of this next fight, I plan to start racking some fights up. I think I told in an interview before, I see myself in my fight career as like a Donald Cerrone type of fighter. The way he like doesn't back down from a challenge, takes fights on short notice. Hey, you want to fight next month? He just fought this month. Yeah, I'll take that fight. I like to think that I have that mindset, and I want to test myself too. So, and I want to create memories, in the cage and just experience everything. So, I like to think myself as like a cowboy Cerrone fighter. So yeah, from here on out, I think I want to start getting a little more, a little more momentum, start getting more fights. This layoff, this 9 months, definitely not intended.
Sharpening the skill set, man. 9 months is a long time. You said you had that injury, so it kind of stalled that out a little bit, but you must have been working on a lot of things. Could you give us any insight into that?
Man, I mean, focused a lot on boxing because the last fight, I really wanted to let my hands go. Uh, but like I said, I found myself like comfortable in the clinch, in the first round, and the adjustments that were supposed to be made was just to separate and let my hands go. So I did a lot of boxing. We got a lot of good boxers in the gym and whatnot. And you can never do too little too much jujitsu. So I've been on the mat, rolling a lot, uh, working with a lot of people. So, a little bit of everything, but focusing on, one thing at a time, and just sharpening everything, separate, and then putting it all together when I get a chance.
So after the injury, after the rehab recovery, when did you get back into the gym?
Um, it was, I mean, after the fight, I took a little vacation. The injury happened then. I came back, did rehab. I was constantly in the gym, doing cardio and whatnot. And I wasn't able to do everything I wanted to do, but I tried not to get too much time off of the gym because I wanted to stay active. But in some areas, just wasn't, physically able to do things. But I was constantly active as much as I could be, and I just progressively kind of throughout the therapy made it right back into training. And I've just been for the past 4 or 5 months, I've been on the grind, doing everything like I normally would.
So basically building the momentum back up, right? Slowly.
Yeah, fixing everything that was meant to be fixed since the last fight. Everything that we saw in the last fight that needed to be fixed, making some adjustments. We got a great team. I can't say that enough. Coaches are amazing, and they see things that other people don't see. So making the proper adjustments to get back in there and get back in that W column.
Strong style, man. I feel like you guys are a smaller gym compared to like the American top teams, but you guys
Mm.
have this coaching staff unheralded. You know what I mean? Like, not many people know them. They're not out there doing interviews and in the media as much, but man, they know their shit. Like, talk about them and working with them and just growing with that staff.
Yeah, I mean, the people that we got to work with: Alex Cooper, Marcus Marinelli, um, Vadim Ivanov. We got Bob Khalil, one of our conditioning coaches. We have other conditioning coaches that jump in as well. Um, just a lot of people. If I'm missing anyone, I apologize. When I'm on the spot, I kind of blank. But like people like Marcus. Marcus is like a never ending book. Just as you think like you learn just about everything he knows, you turn another page and there's a whole nother thing, right? So Marcus is on a whole nother level, and the amount of experience and the people he worked with back in the day, and just the knowledge he's holding in his head is crazy. It's dangerous. So uh, any knowledge coming from him is complete absolute gold, man. It's a gold mine in his head. And Alex Cooper, he's an amazing boxing coach, man. The guy he works with everyone. Even some of the guys that are on the come up, some of the guys that we don't have actually active on our fight team but are planning on being active on our fight team, they work with those guys as well. So they find time for everybody, which is, we have people that are constantly active. We got some up and coming fighters that are knocking at the door of the UFC and in some bigger promotions. So the fact that they find time in their day to just go and train these up and coming guys on our team is just absolutely unbelievable. And Bob Khalil, words can't describe that guy's. He's a genius when it comes to the conditioning. So all three of those people, and we got other people as well put together. Sean Daughtry is actually coaching us as well. I don't know if you know Sean Daughtry, but he fought in like UFC 2, I think. So he has some insane knowledge as well. His catch wrestling is A1. It's crazy. And we just have a whole group of people. Cody Stevens is one of the fighters that we actually had on the team a while back, and he had an amazing career. And he's jumped onto the coaching staff as well, and he helps out too. So all these people put together, man, it's the dream team, and regardless of whether people know of us or not, I know for a fact that these guys know what they're talking about. And when, everything's set in place, it's an unbelievable thing.
All right, man, you're returning June 19th in Las Vegas versus Nick Negumereanu. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hopefully I am. No disrespect to him, man. What do you think about the matchup?
It's a good matchup. I look at everybody as a good matchup. He's probably a tough guy, probably strong. Everybody in the light heavyweight division is going to be strong. I have strong people I work with, so when it comes to power and whatnot, I'm not worried about it. Seems to be a well-rounded individual. I'm ready for anything, man. I'm ready to scrap. If it's a war, it's a war. I'm still looking for that war, in the cage. I'm still looking for that iconic, fight for myself in my career. So I'm ready to take it anywhere. I'm ready to scrap. I'm ready to dominate. I've been working hard on this, and that last fight left a bad taste in my mouth, like I said. So I'm ready to go in. I want to dominate this fight. I want to show everybody what I can do. I'm trying to just get that momentum back.
You mentioned a bloody war. That's something that you're looking for, but I'm pretty sure you're looking for something that's quick too at the same time, man. So what are you expecting in this one?
Bloody war, regardless, it might not be my blood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, but I've been watching the UFC for a while, and I've seen rivalries take place, and I've seen all this beef, and I love like the respect aspect of the fight game. But I hope like in my career one day I could find that Tito Ortiz to my, Chuck Liddell, you know what I'm saying? So like I want to like one day find, the dude, my rival. I have yet to find my rival in the fight game. So, and I'm excited about that, like, so I'm constantly like, there are some things on my bucket list, on my fight bucket list that I want to check off. Like a war ain't, obviously like I'd love a quick finish, a quick finish is awesome. A decision, it is what it is, but a 3-round war, 5-round war, 3-round war, whether it's like a main event or, an undercard fight, I'd love that. I'd have fun doing that, So, if it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna shy away from a challenge.
Yeah, this is the first time you're fighting at the Apex, right?
Second.
Yeah, you had the
second
Contender
time,
Series.
because
You had
the
the Contender Series.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So it's a familiar setting for you, man. No crowd. You go in there. We saw what you did at the Contender Series, man. Dana White was like going nuts over your performance. What are we gonna see in this one, do you think?
I mean, hey, again, I can't say anything for sure, because a fight's a fight, but I'd like to be completely dominant. I'm looking to go in there and just dominate the entire time. So, and yeah, I'm still looking for that bonus, so I'm still looking for that bonus like everybody else is. So I'm gonna look for a finish. If there's a finish to be had, I'm gonna look for that finish. Regardless, it's gonna be exciting. So if you're planning on watching any fight night, I think this is the one to watch. If you're planning on watching any undercard, I think this is the one to watch. Regardless of what other people say, I think I'm a very exciting fighter, and I'm gonna show that. It's gonna be an exciting fight. So whether you know me or not, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna want to tune in because it's gonna be exciting. All right, I'm gonna make sure of that.
No doubt you're an exciting fighter, man. We saw that in your Contender Series fight. June 19th, man, you're back, man. You're one of the young young assassins coming up in that light heavyweight division. Excited to see you return and see what adjustments you have made since the last fight. Thank you so much, Aleksa, for the time. Good luck, man, on everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.